that doesn't sit right with you.
That one of the family founders of the largest U.S. bank, the Federal Reserve, has a very disturbing history over the last century. Before and after the formation of the Fed in 1913, the Rockefeller family and foundation has its roots in human experiments and eugenics. They even funded multiple Nazi experiments in the 20s. And in the 30s, the Rockefellers donated millions, as well as land, funding the Sloan Kettering Institute, the future home of Chester South. He experimented on about 24 senile African-American women, injecting them with cancer cells without their knowledge. Then he did the same thing on about 400 inmates without their knowledge. His punishment was he became the vice president of the American Cancer Society, also funded by Rockefeller money. And I'm sure you've heard of the Tuskegee syphilis experiments or the Guatemalan syphilis experiment. Rockefeller's looked to be defendants on at least one of those, but tied to both. But before all that, they started the American Medical Association, alongside Nazi Germany's Bayer, General Mills and Kellogg's, land rapist and slave laborer Nestle, Bristol Myers, Procter & Gamble, and J.P. Morgan Chase Bank. And that was the beginning of the pharma industry, patenting petrochemicals for pharmaceutical use. And PubMed says these guys are tied. And by the 40s, this guy was involved in government. A cabinet member, in fact. A Republican appointed by FDR, everybody's favorite progressive. They have extremely close ties with this family and this other billionaire. Century-old ties with the Bush family. And they've been pretty chummy with the executive branch through a lot of presidents. I think by now we can all agree that the right and the left are two wings of the same bird. Maybe it's time we start talking about the bird.
What is something that